guys. So I'm here live again, and we're doing some core and restore today. And welcome for coming, and thank you so much. And we will have this up and to publish, and you can go onto my YouTube channel later today and rewatch it and kind of get a kind of a vibe for what it really means to have some core and restore. Well, today what we're going to do is a little bit more backwards. We're going to flip it upside down. We're going to start with restore first, and then go into core. Not for any particular special reason, but mostly because of the subject matter, because we're going to figure out a little bit more and kind of unwind some of this kind of mystery around the get-up. And I know a lot of people are like, ugh, the get-up. It's so difficult, but it's really not. But all it is a sequence of movements, of your movements. And the hardest part about it is it unlocks or forces you to come straight aware of your barriers. The barriers in your hips, the knees, the ankles, the toes, the feet, the hands, the shoulders, the knees, holding weight, not holding weight, standing up and getting back down again. So these are barriers. And so what I want to encourage you to do is get rid of some of these barriers in your own thought process and allow yourself to just say, I want to move, and I want to move better, and I want to move different. So whether it's today that you can get over that whole thing, or whether it's in another week or two or month or year, allow yourself to stop thinking the barriers are the problem and allow to start thinking the barriers are the opportunity. So anyway, allow yourself to kind of just come be present here. Do what you can, start where you are, move and progress as you need to, as you're able to, instead of thinking, look at that person or that person or that person. I would have never gotten to the place that I am, which is not very big of a place, but it's in a different place than you are, if I'd ever thought once, when I was 12 years old and I went into the first gym that I went into, that I couldn't do what they were doing. In my entire life, I rarely ever think I can't do what they're doing. Usually I have a missed notion of I can do anything that they're doing. It's just, is it available to me? And sometimes it hasn't been. Whether economically, physically, or emotionally. But today, I want this to be available to you. So let's get going. We're going to start with some core and restore. And we're going to start with some restore, actually, and then core. So we're going to start with some basic breathing patterns, because that's the first restorative process. Yeah, I know, breathing, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to it. So we're going to just sit up nice and tall. Find a comfortable seated position. You've got your shoulders down and your head and chest is up. And if you're just joining us, get ready, get on the ground. You don't need any equipment. What you do need is you do need to connect and allow yourself the opportunity to just make relationship with your body a priority. It's not because your body is a priority in everything. It's because you were designed to have a very good moving body, and you are designed to move well your entire life. And you choose how much of that you are able to connect to a certain degree. So just start with your elbows around your knees or in a comfortable seated position, hands underneath your legs, whatever helps for you to sit. And we're going to work on just kind of stacking the body up so you're not slouching. There's no tension or pressure. And then let's just begin with our breathing. And we're just going to do about 10 breaths. And I want you to think of that breathing as being, of course, as being diaphragmatic. In this position, you can feel your belly pressing up against your thighs. You might be able to feel your rib cage expanding into the side wall of the body because you can feel the pressure up against the elbows and the upper arm. And as you breathe deep into the back of the throat, there's a humming sound that's vibrating in the back of that throat and restoring and releasing that stress and tension that build up in the back of the neck. We're going to do about 3 more breaths just like that. Great, and so we're going to continue breathing, and we're going to just start with head nods at the top of the movement chain. And we're just going to start with our head nods. Again, if that's not comfortable for you, drop back into your hands. You can tuck one foot under and sit taller in another way. You choose. Drop your chin and lift your chin and notice what's happening. Are you slumping into your shoulders? Can you sit up tall? Can you find load that's balanced across the entire body? Remember, you're not matching your movement and your breath. You're just breathing and your body's moving. And you're trying to find a movement pattern and a breath pattern that feels more natural and accommodates the movement pattern, of course. Think of opening the chest and letting the shoulder blades slide down the back, not pull and wrench back. And let those eyes move. Actually see everything that's passing. And let's do some head turns. So look over your left shoulder. Look over your right shoulder. Again, you're not trying to blur through or else that gets really fast and can make you dizzy. Your vestibular system won't be ready for it, neither will your nervous system, neither will all the muscles in your body. Good, so now we're going to do some oppositional motion. So we're going to bring your knees out from underneath you. We're going to get into just a simple reach forward, reach back. So it's basically a bird dog, except I'm not really taking my hand and my leg off the ground. I'm just sliding my opposite hand and leg away from me. And then I'm going to change this up a little bit, and I'm going to reach out and then just tap the same hand to knee about 5 times. And then I'm going to change to the other side, and I'm going to touch the hand to the knee. Again, your hand can touch the ground, your foot can touch the ground the entire time. You can slide them back and forth, or you can just kind of slightly pick them up. And then I'm going to move sideways. So sideways traveling really does open the hips and the shoulders and helps the body to not be so disconnected, even in forward traveling, because it helps to open up the inner thigh as well as the outer thigh. Helps to connect the opposite shoulder and hip. And then you can learn to use your head with that movement as well. So just warming up by traveling a little bit. Now we're going to do something quite funny when we come back to center here, is we're going to do kind of an outward, kind of a bird dog. So it's right arm with left leg again, but they're going lateral to the body. Lateral to the body. Got 4 more, each arm and leg. Here's 4. Keep that head up, and you can look towards your foot as it goes kind of sideways to you. Last one's here. Good. And then we're just going to do that rocking. Kind of rocking like we normally do. And we're going to do it a couple different ways. So we're going to rock with our toes curled under, our toes drawn towards your shins. Then we're going to do our rocking with our toes put away from us. So your toes are pointing to the wall behind you. You want to keep that head up. You can add a reset within a reset, but you can turn the head over the shoulder. You can look underneath the armpit. You can look around. And then we're going to start with one leg at a time. So we're going to move one leg behind us. And then take that leg out to the side. And then take it further up towards clock position. That other leg, you're sitting back as best you can into a flattened out foot if you want. That really opens up the shin, the calves, the knees, the hips. Or curled toes under to stretch the toes a little bit more. And then take the leg up to more like a 2 or above a 3. And then we're going to take that leg up almost to 12 o'clock, and you're going to rock forward and back. So I'm moving my hands. I can even sit all the way back on my foot if my knee will allow it. One more time, there and back. And let's come back to the center, and we'll start with the other side. So again, take one leg back. Again, toe can be flattened out if that's more comfortable, or if you want to practice that. Because sometimes we get into movements that we're just comfortable with, and then we forget that we need to practice other movements. And then the leg goes out. So again, see how I'm up on my toe? But you can keep your toe flat and work that stretch in a sense, that tensional pull. And then leg comes out a little bit more sideways to the body. You feel that nice opening in the inner thigh. You're still breathing. Eyes are still moving, head is still moving around. And then let's take that leg up a little bit higher. And now I'm lifting my toe up as I'm sitting back even still. Or you can just rock forward and back. We still have one more position to get into. That's that forward position. And feel the movement in the spine. Can you feel that kind of bounciness in the spine? It's okay if you can't, but it's going there. Your body's wanting to open and close those movements around the muscles, around the vertebra. And then take your foot all the way in front, rock back, and then rock forward. Rock back, and then forward. And notice I'm putting my back foot down. That does mean I have the availability to go all the way down to my leg, but it doesn't mean I have to stay there. I can do less, because that's a kind of good range too. And then again, my toe curls under to get those toes moving. Good. So let's come forward. We've got those hips moving a bit more. Swing that back leg around. And then let's just do a seated windshield wiper. Oh, you can feel those hips. Go a little slower and sit up and just hold. You can feel that stretch in those glutes. If you joined us yesterday on the Zoom session for the Sunrise Super Fit or our Strong and Able Super Fit session, you would know that we did about 55 squats and about 55 jump fronts. A couple more. And last one. Good, so let's swing those legs all the way around and then lay on our backs. And so let's do feet flat, windshield wipers. Again, a nice addition to the spine. So if your spine's feeling kind of tight, cramped, and so on, get onto your back. It's real safe down here. Unless that head is bothersome, then again, remember, you can always take something and place it underneath your head and use it kind of like a pillow. So this is a very easier way to do a windshield wiper on your back. Then the next variance is going to be with your knees up, just kind of 10 and 2. Now remember, you're still breathing. So I'm looking, which is hard to see from where we're at, but I'm looking right and left as my legs are going left and right. Now I'm not trying to strain my eyes, but I am trying to see different things. So I'm looking up to the left and down to the right and over to the right and down to the left. I'm looking around, not dizzying. I'm not trying to be like a chameleon or anything like that, but I am trying to actually look at different things. Wouldn't it be cool though if you could get chameleon eyes? Would that be a good superpower? Chameleon eyes, so you can like look there and there without the bug eye part. I mean, you don't have those optical eyes, but you have like just regular normal eyes like we have, except they can look in different directions. That would be cool. All right, 2 more to each side like this. Then we're going to do an interesting thing. It's going to be kind of like one windshield wiper is broken. So we're going to have one leg up, move the leg out of your way, the other leg, and just go over with one leg. So it's like a kind of a cheap rollover. And you can either keep this leg very still and just take it up, your leg up and over, or you can let your bottom knee roll with you if you want. There's no real wrong, there's just why. Why are you doing it? Are you noticing what's going on in the rest of your body, or did it just happen? I mean, you know, some things just happen. Like you happen to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich instead of a turkey sandwich. That just happens. Because who likes a turkey sandwich better than a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? I mean, am I right? Especially on some good bread with a nice crunchy peanut butter and some raspberry or strawberry jelly. Yum. Good, and then let's go to the other side. So again, take that top leg up and over. Remember, it's kind of like, it's a sunrise. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset. I know. No formal training. Pam thinks I should probably go into singing. Pam Dumler probably thinks I should go into singing after this whole thing is over. Now, I'm not going to move my leg, but I'm still moving my eyes. 2 more. And last one. Now, let's get into those arms. So reach across. Arms are down. Lift your head up and reach across. And reach across. Then you're going to bring your arms wider and reach across, like you're taking your hand to your other hand. Pick up your head first, look, and then reach. You're going to notice if you do that, you get more motion out of that upper back and shoulder than if you just let it go. It's really hard to get over there if you don't pick your head up. So pick that head up. Now take your arms a little bit wider and reach up towards your hand. You're going to get a belly shot in just a second. As I do this, my shirt rises up. It's not a get up, girl, like I got to make my shirt gets up, but my whole body's going to have to get up in a second. One more time, each side. Good, and then let's come up. So we're going to do kind of, let's do a figure 4 stretch. So cross the ankle over the knee. We're just going to get that little hip stretch. Just a little static thing going on here. Take that same leg. Let's take the leg over. So you're stretching the outside of the hip. You can move that outside arm. Make sure both shoulders are on the ground. Make sure you're breathing. So a couple ways you can relieve hip tension. One is you don't do anything with your hips. No, absolutely wrong. The less you do, the more problems you're probably going to have eventually. Head back to center, breathing those knees up. But dehydration is the big killer, the big robber of mobility. So if you're dehydrated, if you're not moving, if you're not getting that hydration into the tissue, it's not just what goes into the mouth, but what stays in the body. That's your hydration. Not what leaves the body. Oh, I drank 64 ounces and I peed 64 ounces. Fantastic for you, but is your body still dehydrated? Can you drink 64 ounces, maintain onto some of that ounces, use that ounces for the rest of your body, and then your body actually is hydrated? Breathe. See, you come here for stretching and you get so much more. And then bring that leg back up again. Good. Uncross both legs. Let both legs come out. So we're going to start with now a little bit of our core work. So the core work part is also a restorative thing if you want to go slower on it. So we're going to start with the first part of the get up, which is just one knee up, one arm up, the other side out and out. So if I'm on my right side, my right knee is up, my right arm is up, my left leg is out, my left arm is out. I'm going to push down into my left hand. I'm going to lift my head up first. Remember, that gets the whole body going. And then I'm just going to lift up as high as I can. And then I'm going to roll back. And I'm going to lift up. And I'm going to roll back. And I'm going to lift up. And I'm going to roll back. And I'm going to do that 2 more times. Lift up and roll back. 1 more time, lift up and roll back. Let's do it on the other side. So again, my left knee is up. That means my left arm is up. My left shoulder is down. My right leg is out. My right arm is out. Okay? I pick my head up. Look at that hand. That's going to go someplace. And then I lift up. And then I roll back. And if you breathe, kind of release some tension a little bit as you come up. You can pant. And you can exhale and come up. But it's not a high tension movement. You've got 3 more. And notice I'm keeping my eye on my hand because eventually you might have weight in this hand. One more. And then back down. Good. So that's the quarter get up. Nice. So we're going to roll to one side. And we're going to do the kneeling phase of the quarter get up. So again, remember, when my right knee was up, my right arm was up. And that means my left leg is down. Okay? So I'm kind of off to the side just a little bit. If you need to flip it in your head, this is my left arm and left leg. But for me, it's my right arm and right leg. My arm is going to go up. Remember, I look up, but this time I'm going to look up just to make sure my arm is there. And I'm going to push my hips back towards my heel as I drop my other hand out in front of my knee. So I've got 1, 2, 3, triangle placement. Okay? So it's not here, too big of a triangle. It's not out here, too tight of a triangle. Okay? So it's a nice right angle triangle, or isosceles triangle rather, sorry, my bad. And then you're going to come back, place your hand to your thigh, and then lift up and turn. So there's a couple of things here. Arm is up, look up first, push those hips back, slide as soon as your hand can touch the ground. If you want, you can look out at it, then slide the hand back, and then begin to look up and rotate. So rotate, open these hips, push your hips back and down, slide the hand back, up, and rotate. And you can feel all the way around your ribs motion happening. Turn, push, and down, and then come up and rotate. Push those hips back. Keep that arm way up there. This is all the extension of the core all the way down into that opposite side. Push the hip back. Look down, hand to your knee, look up. Look up, hand off the knee, look down. Hand to your knee and look up. A couple more times. And last time. Let's do the other side. So again, left knee, left arm, right knee is on the ground, right hand will go on the ground too. So if I was in a nice lunge, I just have to move my left knee out of the way, look up, push my right hip back, left hand comes out, triangle. Bring my hand back and then come back up. Rotate and back down, look down and come back up. Rotate, look up, slide down, hand back and come up. A couple more times. Push that hip back if you want to. Bring some more extension. Press the butt back towards the heels. The butt is part of the core too, guys. Down and back up. 2 more. Slide that hand down the thigh. Push the butt back towards the heel. And then come back up. Last one. Push back, hand, arm up overhead, and then down. Good. So let's just do a knees rocking. And how is the knees rocking core? Because the further forward you go and further forward you back, you have to use those shoulders. You drop the hips in and you come into kind of like an upward facing dog. Remember, everything from your shoulders to your hips is core, so I'm working my core. Couple more. Now it's not core like 1980s. Let's get it going, girls. Let's do it. Feel the burn core. Because really, we're not in the 80s anymore. We may feel like it because we were in high school, maybe we had nothing to do on Friday nights. And it's been like 6 weeks of Friday nights. 2 more. And last one. Now, as you come forward, I want you to come into a full plank. There's your core again. Drop the knees and sink back. Come into full plank. Drop the knees, come into full plank. Kind of snap those knees shut. Tighten up the core, tighten up the glutes, push down the ground. Tighten up the knees, tighten up the glutes, push the ground down. Tighten up the knees, tighten up the glutes, push the ground down. 2 more. Tighten up the knees, squeeze the glutes, push the ground down. Last one. Squeeze, press, pull, and down. 1 more. And then down. Good. So we're going to do a roll over. This is where core becomes very mobile. So core becomes very mobile. I'm going to roll towards you. So my left leg, which is my back leg, my knees have to come off the ground. I'm going to lift my left leg up and then sit on the ground. And now I'm facing, okay, away from where I was before. Now to come back, I lift my hips up, I look down, my left hand touches the ground first, and then my left knee, and I'm back to the beginning. I'm only going to go towards my right. So again, knees come up, left foot comes around, sit on the butt, hips come up, look down, take my left hand, and come back down. We'll do that 3 more times. Knees, and down, look, and come back. Knees, lift the foot, up, and then back. 2 more. Up, and back, and last one. Up, and then back. So this is all core through here, all the way through our obliques to the other side. So even in a modified position, you can watch me do this. I would drop my hip to the ground, look over my shoulder, and just bring myself up. To do a modified to go back, look over my shoulder, take my right hand down, take my left hand down, and I'm just coming to all fours. Okay? So let's do it to the other side. So I just flipped, there wasn't camera angles. Curl those toes. Again, knees come off the ground, pick the right foot off, and then come over. Look down towards that left hand, hips come up, right hand touches, pick that right foot, come up and over. Don't keep those ankles crossed. Again, lift that knee up, pick the right foot up, come up and over, up, look down, right hand down, pick the right foot up and come down. If you don't pick the right foot up, you're just going to spin and you're going to kind of end up all kind of crisscross applesauce. And then where do you go the next round? So you got to uncross those legs. Again, knees up, heel up, down, up, rotate, back. Down, up, rotate, back. 2 more. Last one. And again. So it can be quite slow. Drop into your hip, look over your shoulder and roll. Look over your shoulder, drop your hip, bring your knees underneath you. Alternate to the other side and roll, drop your knees. This is the same motion, it's just not elevated. One more time, just showing you a variation. All right, so last thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to a quarter get up and we're going to come to that kneeling position. So our head is all the way back. Again, if you need that thing underneath your head, get it. Head is all the way back. Which leg is straight? Left leg is straight if your left arm is straight. Right knee is bent if your right arm is bent. Now, there's an opportunity for this to be very different. We're not going to take that opportunity today. Opportunity here, not calling. Arm is up, pack those shoulders in. Look up at your hand, pick your head up, and then come up. Now remember, you can roll, so I want you to tuck your left foot in now. So I just came from my right, I'll switch positions, sorry guys. Right knee, left leg. Pick my head up, lift. Watch this magic here. I'm gonna slide my left foot all the way through. And then I'm going to bring my left knee underneath me. Remember this position? We were already on the ground. Just now recreate that triangle. Slide back so your hips to your heel and come up. Then push back so your hips on your heel. Slide out, shift out, and now sit back into your back leg. Arm is still up, and then swing that leg out. Now you're in that high position, that quarter get up, and roll back. Let's do it again. Press up, slide your foot in, pull your knee underneath you, reposition the hand, sink back and come up. Sink back, reposition the hand, sweep the leg through, and then roll back. Let's do it 2 more times. Up, kick that knee underneath you, move the hand, and come up. Sink, slide, reposition, get that leg out from underneath you, drop and drop. One more time. Up, up, tuck, put that leg underneath you, reposition the hand, and come up. Last time down on this side. And then down. Let's do it the other side. So we've got left leg, left arm up, right arm out. Remember, head up first. Press into that arm and shoulder. Press up. Slide that right foot underneath. Get it tucked, and then bring it underneath. Now I have to reposition my right hand. Remember that triangle. And then come up. Push back. Reposition the hand behind me so I have some place for my leg to go, and then lower back. Let's do 4 more times. Up, up. Slide that leg under, reposition the hand, push back, and come up. Push back, out, reposition the hand, down, elbow, shoulder. 3 more. Up, up. Slide that foot through if you need to. Pull that leg under, reposition the hand, and come up, down, triangle, to the reposition, to the slide through, elbow, shoulder. 2 more. Up, up, kick through, up, down, kick through, shoulder, shoulder. 1 more time. Up, up, kick through, reposition the hand, come up, come down, down, reposition the hand, and through, elbow and shoulder. All right, done with the core. Back to restore. Let those knees drop from right to left to right. Feel that rolling around the rib line, around the abdomen. Maybe the hips feel a little bit more open now. Remember, core is everything. Hips almost to your head. 2 more. And last one, each side. Bring those knees in. Just hug them in. Release. Hug your knees in. Release. 1 more time. Hug your knees in. And release. Take 1 arm overhead. Roll to that side. And we are done. Very nice, guys. Nice, quick, tight, clean, no equipment needed, core and restore, or restore then core, and you got some great hip mobility, but better off and all together. You got toes, ankles, knees, hips, spine, ribs, shoulders, wrists, neck movement, and eye movements all done, as well as you got some breathing. So take these movements, increase them, intensify them, add load to them if you want, if that's where you're starting. Decrease them, slow them down, do less if that's where you're starting, and allow yourself to become better, move better, live better, feel better every given day. Get strong, be able, and let's go, Bent on Fitness. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Remember, this will be on the replay and in YouTube on my channel, Susie Gillette. Make sure you subscribe so you're alerted to when stuff comes up, and I'll talk to you later. Have a great day.